Good morning, ladies and gentle ladies. Well, afternoon by the time I've sorted myself out. England beat Croatia 4-2. Comfortable enough in the end. And the bot had England, but so did I. So we were aligned on that one. And it's still up front and look. Yeah, it's been sat there for 2 days making money while I've done absolutely nothing. And that's the point of it. That's the thing that people don't get. There's a difference between doing this and washing cars. You see, one of them you have to be awake for. So I've had a couple of days now to sit and think about what this actually is, and I don't think it's a fluke, but I think it might actually be the thing and the way out. I clear the fine, I stop scrubbing people's wheel arches at 4 in the morning, and I start doing this because it's a job, and it's a proper one. Although it is a clever one, but it is a job. Anyway, it's a lovely day outside, so I think I'm going to go for a walk and clear my head and think about what the next move is. So I've got to walk to the woods. Bike's got a flat tyre and the chain is actually not working properly. So there's Shank's pony everywhere at the minute. I keep meaning to fix it and it's on the list, but the list is getting quite long, to be fair. Yeah, so here I am, walking into the woods again. I don't actually mind it though. Walking, everyone's always rushing about in their cars and their phones. You know, they got somewhere to be. I get to actually think. Now, half my best ideas come from this walk. The bot sort of came from this walk, if I'm honest. And this is where I'm headed. I come here every single day. Well, not every day, but for a couple of years. And people think it might be a bit sad, a grown man walking around in the woods on his own, but you know, maybe it is, but I've known these trees longer than I've known most people in my life, and not one of them has ever let me down. That's the thing about trees, they don't ask anything off of you, they don't ask how the money's going, they don't give it large, they're just here. And they'll be here tomorrow. They're just living in the moment. Here it is. This is part of the ocean. And if we're being honest about it, it's actually quite stunning. It's got this little overflow tunnel here. Water was always running through it, even in the height of summer, but climate change has changed that. When I was a kid, I was convinced that something lived in there. Never was anything though, you see. Just water really. Okay, so skipping a stone must be patched now. I used to bring my dog down here a lot, and she was obsessed with this water. She used to always launch herself in after anything I chucked, sticks and stones, and it didn't matter. She absolutely lost her mind every time. But she's not around anymore, sadly. It's been a while actually. Still walk down this way though, don't I? Force of habit, I suppose. But you don't really clock it at the time, do you? That a thing's the last time. You just assume that there'll be another one. There usually isn't anyway. Right, there's this hill, and I'll be honest with you, I do this every single time. And every single time it almost finishes me off. Damn. Holy crap. That hill is ginormous. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. I generally might have to stop here for a second. Oh, I made it. Oh my god. I might need to do some cardio or something. Sort myself out for a bit. But if I remember right, There's a tower up here. There's a mast. Woo. Oh goodness. It's like a radio or phone signal or something. Yeah, I actually climbed this once a few years back, the whole thing, all the way to the top. But don't ask me why. There wasn't really a reason. I just wanted to see if I could. I got all the way to the top. A bit stupid. I know, I think I'm lost. What on earth? Oh. Path. Ooh. I just noticed this. That's really cool. I was walking up and I thought it was a dead body. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, they've used TNT. Oh my goodness. They wanted to build a base that much that they blew up the ground. What's caused that? That's like a nuke. We've got the exposed tree humps. Damn, there's been some construction work going on here. Not really meant to be doing this, but... Oh shit, they're playing golf. Oh my god, I was going to walk across. Oh my god. Shit. Being chased. Oh my god. Oh no. Well, that was dodgy. And I'm not even out the golf course yet. Oh god. There's still more. This is actually the main golf course. I really shouldn't be here. Oh no. No. Let's go, Paul. I've actually seen a lot of news regarding this place and its future. There was a post that I saw with the local MP in this area, and what we read was pretty concerning. A lot of the trees around here have got these red ribbons on them, and the red ribbons means that the tree's coming down, it's being destroyed. And they've labelled them basically because there's a notice up here and it's been approved. So all of this will be gone very shortly because they're putting a hospital in, and a big one by the looks of it. So half these woods and a large section of the golf course is actually going to be flattened. And look, I get it, I do get it. People need hospitals, but it's not like we could just stand in a field and scream and shout, "No, save the trees, let everyone get ill." Like, that's not a position, is it? It's a good thing, probably. And I've realised this place is old. This place is really old. And these woods have been around for longer than anyone can actually remember. And there's these bunkers down at the bottom, solid concrete ones, for the war. And they built defences all through here for the invasion in case it came this far up the country. But it never did. But they're still there, 80 odd years on, still standing and holding the line for the war that never turned up. And it's not just a war though, is it? Because generations of people would have come through here. There would have been kids building dens, people walking their dogs, first kisses probably, fights definitely. And people like me that just come here to think. And through all of that and all those years, someone just comes in, ties red ribbons on the trees and says that's the end of it all. Decided by someone in an office somewhere, probably who has never even set foot in these woods. Because you don't get a say, nobody asks you, they just mark it and label it and then it's gone. And it's mad how quick it happens actually. This place can be everything to you, your whole life. And then someone comes around with a clipboard and decides it'd be more useful with something else. And there's not a single thing you can do about it. And here's the thing that gets to me, because they're knocking down a place people come to feel better and replacing it with a thing that people go to when they're already broken. I don't know, maybe that's just the same thing. Maybe that's just what growing up is in the end. Where's everyone meant to go though, when they just want to get away from it for an hour? Where are they meant to go when they've built a hospital on top of it?
I think this is a pretty accurate way of how I feel sometimes. Which path shall I take? The left or the right going into the dark? Yeah, this is my favourite part, down here. And this is where all the old oaks are. And it goes proper dark and quiet, even in the middle of the day. So I think the canopy's that thick that some of these big old ones have got to be 100 years old. Hundreds. No one actually comes down this far. It's completely still. And you can actually hear yourself think, which for me is either a great thing or a very bad thing, depending on the day I'm having. They got sand here. I thought sand was only at beaches. There's one of the bunkers I was on about. Look at this. Concrete. That is at least a foot thick. Damn. They built this thing to last. For a war that never came this far up. I used to come and sit in this exact one when I was a kid, when things at home got loud. And they got loud a lot for a while there. But I'd come down here, sit in the dark, pretend I was a soldier or a spy, or just someone whose life was happening somewhere else, anywhere else. It was the one place that no one could get to me. There was no shouting, there was no doors going, just thick concrete and quiet. And it's funny that they're knocking it down now, of all times, right when things are finally turning around for me, and right when I probably don't even need it anymore.
It's actually a really good time right now, like genuinely. For the first time in, I don't even know how long, but England won, the bot's up, like properly, the sun's out, and there's not a single person around to bother me. And I've worked it out, I think, the plan. I'm just going to let the bot run. I'm not going to touch it, I'm not going to get greedy, I'm just going to let it do its thing throughout the whole tournament. And it compounds, and by the time the final comes around, I've cleared the fine. And probably a fair bit more than that if it keeps going the way that it has been going. And that's it, isn't it? That's the start of getting out, properly, out of all of it. I've spent basically my whole life being someone that things just happen to. Stuff lands on me, like the fine, all of it, you know. And I never get to be someone who makes something happen, you know. And I think this may be the first time, maybe ever, that things are actually going my way. Maybe I'm the one that's holding the reins for once. And it feels like the start of something. It really does.